So the reason we're having this little meet and greet is for those of you who are new to Zoom, and so am I, and so are, I believe, most of our teachers. I wanted you just to have a chance to log in and kind of see what it looked like, what happened when you logged in, your options for video, no video, etc. So let's just pretend this is going to be a class real quick, and so you can kind of get the gist of that. You can kind of see I'm sitting close to the computer just so I can talk to you and everything. I've got my little I just want to say, note, I have gone through my pantry and found a few easy things we could use for props for practicing from home. I've got my can of black beans, good staple. This would make a really nice yoga block. That's my organic bone broth. And for those of you that take my classes, you know what opening the lid of pickles. So I've got my pickle jar. So all of these could be used for a little block if we're doing a lunch or a half moon or something, and you need a little something under your hand. Water bottles make a really good. I use those when I do yoga in the park, things like that. So all kinds of props in your pantry. Then also dug up some common household items. I've got my little decorative pillow. That's a nice little shavasana roll for your neck or behind your. We've got our fleece blankets, of course. Everybody's got like a million of those. One or two of these, nice little pillow or bolster as well. So I'm gonna, what I'm gonna do, and this is what'll happen when we start a class as well. I'm gonna go ahead and mute all of you guys. And so you should, if you're having a hard time hearing it all, you should be able to notice a difference once I mute, because we're hearing just little sounds from other people's microphones. So I'm gonna mute everybody. I'm gonna go back to my mat so you can kind of get a view. And each one of the teachers is teaching either mostly from their own home. So they're gonna set up their little yoga space. We also have it set up if they want to get out of the house and go to the studio, they could do that as well. So you'll just see a variety of different backdrops. You get a little window into our homes perhaps. But once we are going to officially start class, we are going to mute everybody. So I'm going to do that now really quickly. And when I come back up to the screen, I will unmute you. And I'm going to talk a little bit for a second once I mute everybody. Yes, I want to mute all of you. Okay. So we're going to be trying to set up so you have a good view of the mat, and then we'll just be teaching yoga from here. I'll try to project, and I know we talked to the other teachers about that as well. So if you're able to not only watch, and again, if you're kind of just joining in, if you're only seeing a little tiny picture of me, if you double click on me, you should be able to see me on your full screen. So try that in case you're not seeing me. Double click. You should pop up. So then we'll be teaching a regular yoga class from here. The teachers, some of them might come in and just while we're teaching verbally cue, take a look at what everybody's doing, just looking in. And here's the thing too. All right, I'm gonna unmute you guys.
I'll be back in a minute.
If you let's say you're like, cool, but I don't know if I want everybody to be like able to see me when I'm doing yoga. That's okay. You don't have to, you can wear your pajamas, you can not brush your hair. Nobody knows if you brush your teeth. So we don't care. But if you would prefer not to be seen, because we will be recording some of the classes, honestly, you're going to show up as a tiny button. So most people aren't even going to be able to see you. But once class begins, if you want to have your face up here and say hi to your friends from class, hi friends. Then once class starts, you can go down to stop video, and that's your video. So when I do that, if you can see me right now, I put a picture on my Zoom profile. So when I stop video, that's what you see. So you don't have to do that, but you could if you're like, oh, I love this picture, and that's how I want everyone to see me, not in my pajamas. Then you can make a little icon. I did that on the app. It's real easy. Just go into your settings, and I pulled a picture off of my phone. And then you have the choice to mute yourself, but as I said, the teachers are going to mute everybody, just so we're not hearing like little puppy dogs and kids coming in and everything. And have your kids join you. We'll be muted. We won't hear them. It's fine. So, you have people in your household join you as well. But this is kind of how the format's going to be. We kept it simple by just having a yoga basics, a gentle yoga, and a yoga flow. And so right now, if you go to Mind Body, you will see that that's what's on there. And right now they say guest teacher because we're still kind of putting teachers into spots. Since usually we had 2 teachers teaching at the same time at Raintree and Lakewood. I'm going to mute everybody again real quick. I'm
I've
a
used
good
that.
singer though. Okay, so hopefully we don't get so much ambient noise. I'll unmute you guys for questions. But what, hopefully, you know, a little bit of time, maybe a day or so before the class, you'll be able to go on MindBody and see who is teaching that class. It might be somebody different that same day and time the next week. We're just, you know, and some teachers are going to go ahead and kick it off this week, and the other ones are like, I'm going to hang back and just see how it goes for you guys, and then I'll sign up. So just keep checking back on MindBody. That's how you'll know who's teaching, unless you are, you know, personal friends with one of your teachers on Facebook or something. They might post. I know Vanessa posted today like, hey, I'm teaching at 6 tomorrow, everybody sign up. So they might be announcing it themselves, but if you're just not sure and you want to go in, you can go to MindBody. And if it says guest teacher, either we just haven't gotten it updated, or we don't know who it is yet. So, or just take a chance, right? It's all about letting go of expectation and going with the flow. But one thing I do really want to reiterate is that I really appreciate you guys not only being on this call, but giving this a chance, because we're trying to do everything we can to keep our community intact right now. We know everybody's kind of stressed out. So hopefully it'll bring you a little comfort. It's going to be good for us physically and mentally and every other way to connect with our teachers. And it's also maybe a good chance for you to try a class of a teacher you haven't had a chance, because maybe they're at the other studio or they teach during a weird time for you. So hopefully this will give everybody an opportunity to expand their practice in new ways. And I will also say, I appreciate your patience in advance for any technical difficulties. This is really new. I mean, we just jumped in and like, let's do this. Let's do this thing. We want to keep our community going. We want to keep our classes going. So, you know, if the sound isn't great, you know, I might, before I mute everybody when I'm teaching, just say, or I'll just say, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. So, because I can project if I need to. So we'll try to make sure that people can hear, people can see. If you have a Zoom specific question, I am new to this format, and I think a lot of the teachers are too. So maybe if you're having any issues right now, check out the FAQ on Zoom. YouTube has a lot of information. I'm not a Zoom expert, so if it feels like a technical difficulty between your device or your connectivity or whatever, I probably can't help you with that. But if you have a question regarding classes or regarding getting signed in with your account or whatever the case may be, if your email address is wrong in MindBody, we got to get that fixed. So please, way before 30 minutes out. I suggest if you don't normally log in to classes on MindBody, which normally we don't expect you to, and we're totally fine with that, but you're going to have to for this format. So maybe just get on and try to log on to a class that's coming up. And that way, if you're having problems, one of the things that may be happening is if it's asking you to pay and you already have an account, we may have a different email address for you than what you're trying to sign in. So do try to remember what you used when you came. That's thing one. Thing two, if it got entered into our system wrong, human error, if it's like Gmail instead of Gmail, then we might have it wrong. So just shoot us an email. There's the contact page on our website. I'm the only one that reads those emails. So say, hey, I tried to log in. Here's my email. And then I can go in and make sure your email is correct. And I can also reset your password for you. Or if you haven't set one up and it's giving you a hard time, that way we can make sure we're connecting you to your account so you can access your pass. Worst case scenario, you're like, I can't get logged in. It's like 35 minutes till class. Email me and say, I want to attend this class and I can't get logged in. That'll give me time to not only put you in the roster, but then make sure you get the email with the invitation, because it's a new email invitation for every single class. So I'm going to unmute you guys real quick, and I can't necessarily see everybody. There is a way, at least on the computer, that I can raise my hand if I have a question virtually, where it says like Zoom group chat, but also just physically, if your camera is on and you have a question, just go like this and hopefully I'll be able to answer your question. Anybody have anything so far? Questions?
I do.
Ruth, what do you got?
Well, they're on the bottom of the screen is everybody's picture. And so for me, it covers up your mat, and it's just kind of maybe 3 inches below your fireplace mantle. So is that how it's going to be for the class?
You should be able to go to the top.
Will we delete the pictures of everybody, or can you move your camera so that it shows the bottom of the screen? The bottom,
Well,
it shows
like
your
when I'm
floor.
looking at my own camera.
You can rearrange it. You should be able to rearrange it. I think if you hold down on those pictures, you might be able to slide them. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I only have.
Slide the pictures.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to. On a computer, you can, if you hover over it, it gives you options above them to shrink them or move them, things like that. So I'm not sure on an iPad how it'll do it, but you might be able to just like go down and drag them.
Let's do it. Yeah, I just. This.
On my iPad, I touch the screen and I can just switch to active speaker becomes an option for me. When you're seeing all the pictures, that's because you're in gallery view, I believe. So seeing all the class participants, you're in a thing called gallery view, and you can switch to the active speaker, which would mean you would just see your teacher.
That's on
Yeah.
So you might just tap your screen and see if you see those buttons.
Okay, when I did gallery view, it showed, yeah, I think that'll
Shows
work.
everybody, right?
Yeah.
up over here.
Well, I saw everybody on the screen, kind of like the Brady Bunch, but before it was just on a strip. But I think that
You have to hit the screen and come back.
me a little on the bottom. So I think it's
So
working
Ruth,
now.
you may just have to play around with it you know,
Yeah.
while we're all talking.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, just
I
poke
just
around.
didn't-
You should be like, when I can
Do it on her computer.
Oh, you for sure will, as long as we use Google, because you have Google Cast on the TV.
And then to get Leah back up.
But one of the students this morning said you can go on YouTube or on Zoom. There's a tutorial to if you want to run this through your television. I cannot tell you how to do that, but it's a thing. So if that's something you want to do, like maybe go down to your
Yeah.
basement. If you have a smart TV, probably for sure you can connect to it that way.
Yeah, actually, I've got it. You're a full screen now.
Ooh, that's what we'd like to hear. So, anybody else have a question? Again, if you don't have your camera on, I think you can virtually raise your hand, or type in the Zoom group chat over to the side. I clicked on participants to see the chat, by the way. So if you're not seeing that option, wake up your screen, and I see, next to I may have a slightly different screen because I'm the host, but you should be able to see participants or something like that. And there is a chat, Zoom group chat you can message one person or everybody, so you guys can privately have conversations during yoga if you wanted to. It would be weird, but whatever, you do you. So anyone else, show a hand, question, concern? I know this is not the desired way for us to practice, but I really am excited about trying and about having you guys try. And, we still want to keep our community intact. And again, I said it before, but I appreciate your support. So we have a studio to come back to, or two, when when this is all behind us. Amy, did you have a question? You're on mute if you did. Amy, you have to unmute to ask a question. Amy Black, you're muted. Hold on, I don't know if I can unmute you. I can try.
It said,
Okay, you're unmuted, Amy.
yeah, it said that you had to unmute me for some reason.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, so like I'm just doing this from my phone, and down on the little buttons on the bottom, there's the 3 little dots that people can push. And then there is an option that says, raise your hand. And right now, supposedly my hand is raised. And then I can push it and it says lower hand. So I don't know if you're seeing that, Leah, because I was thinking for the.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Okay.
I did see it. Somebody waved when we had our morning meeting, and I saw that, but it's not showing that to me right now.
Yeah, I think
It was me.
Yeah, so see if I push raise my hand, does that do anything to you? You gonna notice?
No, but wait.
Okay.
Oh, wait. It does. It does. I see it now. Yep.
So my hand is raised. That
It's in the corner of your picture. I see it because Cindy did a
Okay.
thumbs up. Vanessa has her hand raised, but she's muted too. Maybe I have to unmute you. I don't know why some people are selectively. There we go. Vanessa, did you have a question? Comment?
No, I was trying to put my hand up to see if you could see it.
I can. Yeah, now I see it.
So
Okay,
then I
but
guess,
where are you seeing it though? Because like if I were the host and if people were raising their hands, I want to be able to know where that is.
It's in the corner right by your picture. I'm looking at the gallery view, so I'm seeing everybody right now.
Okay.
Let me show you what I see. And this is, again, it's pretty different from a camera view. Let me show you guys what I see. So this is what I see right now. That's from
I might want to take this, Sean, and do it on this tomorrow because I'm not going to be able to see it on my phone.
On mine, you had to put more to get that.
yeah.
yeah, where the 3 dots are more. Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
I show-
But again, for the purposes of taking class, you know, it should be super straightforward. You can see me now. Let's say I'm teaching the class. Once I say hello to everybody, and if like the host isn't here, or if my picture's up and I'm muted, you know, chat amongst yourselves like you would if you were actually at the studio. And then as soon as the host, myself, joins, and I'll be hosting all of these classes, and then I'm not teaching them all, but I'm hosting them all. So if you see me as the host, you're like, that's not who I signed up for, just give it a second. The teacher's going to join to then lead the class. So then once that, as I said, once we get started, I will be recording. And if you don't want your little tiny picture that nobody will probably ever see, but that's okay, you can turn off your stop video is you stopping the live video. So again, it looks like this. And then you would just see my picture, or I would just see your name perhaps. Like for some of you, I can see just your name in a little gray square. And then for some of you, I can see a picture, like Vanessa made a cute little picture. You can probably see that too. So, and then if you want to just mute yourself, you can. And then the teacher or myself will mute everybody when class starts. And so then you'll be watching. Try to stream it through your TV. You'll probably see and hear that much better. But it's going to be a different setup for every teacher, like I said. So, you know, just try to communicate with the teacher if you absolutely can't hear. And again, if there are some technical difficulties, we'll just try to work through those. And then if you have any feedback for us, you know, feel free to email it or send it to us in Facebook Messenger, and we'll try to streamline and figure out things as we figure it out together. So does anybody else, I don't see anybody else's hand up at this point. Lisa, I see a physical hand. What do you got?
I noticed that Kristen's class is full. So
We fixed it, so you should be able to sign in now. Yeah, that was just a setup error, so we got that fixed.
are the classes unlimited amount of people, or are they
Yeah.
limited?
I think we can have up to 100, so yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it'll be a fun group. It's yogis maybe you never practiced with.
Yeah.
Exciting. Does anybody else? What are you doing, Tracy? You're doing some weird video. She's like, I'm out. She's got her pretty picture up there. Does anybody else have anything? Any questions? Okay, well, thank you for logging in. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And again, just hat in hand, if any of you are on social media and you want to go to the Core Balance Facebook page, there's lots of links about what we're about to do. If you can share those, maybe invite friends. People from all over the world could join, you know, Central Standard Time, obviously. So, you know, again, we're just trying to do what we can to kind of keep afloat at this time. And we also want to keep that connection with you guys. So we definitely appreciate, we don't expect it, but we definitely appreciate any sharing or invitations for you to have friends join the class. It's, you know, the more the merrier kind of thing. Oh, look at that cutie. Sorry, I get so distracted by adorable children and small dogs. But if there are, you know, opportunities for you to share, that's amazing. We definitely appreciate it. If you want to hold judgment till you've taken a few classes, we totally understand that too. So thank you for coming on today. Hopefully we'll see a bunch of you for class tomorrow, 9:30, noon. 6 p.m. Registration's open. Email me if you have problems getting logged in, and we'll get you all set up. And again, it may not be till about 15 minutes prior to the start of class that you get that login link, but don't freak out. I promise it's coming. And if something happens and it doesn't, I probably shouldn't tell people this, but the studio phone number is my cell phone. You can text me and say, oh my gosh, class starts in 5 minutes. I don't have the link. Then yeah. And also please don't reply to the invitation email with like, got it, or thanks, because I'm getting a large volume of emails right now. So unless like, no news is good news. So as long as you've got it, you don't need to reply to those emails. Oh, there's another cutie. There's Kelly's puppy. See, I get to see everybody's dogs. I'm excited. But anyway, you should get that email in plenty of time. Just set up for class, get ready, check your email, log in, boom, message me or email me if you have any issues. I'm going to be trying to just keep up with this to make sure everybody who wants to be in is in, and then we're going to do some yoga. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, guys. Have a good evening. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm excited in light of everything that's freaky right now. I'm excited to at least be able to roll out the mat with you guys, and thanks for trying with us. And we will hopefully see you tomorrow.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.